This is a Talaria Sting that we bought at police auction for £1,150, and in the previous videos we've stripped this bike because it was in no state to be riding whatsoever. There was multiple problems with this bike, including the gearbox being smashed in, the foot pegs are completely broken, the brakes are non-existent. There's a lot on this bike that needs a lot of attention. And in the last video we left this bike at the point where we were going to turn the bike on and see if the motor had any power after stripping the bike down, taking the controller off the bike and stripping the gearbox off the bike. So I guess the first thing that we're going to do is jump straight into this video by turning on the bike and seeing if we did actually have power to the motor. So the bike is now all plugged in and ready to be turned on to see if we have any power whatsoever. So we have the battery plugged into the power leads all plugged into the controller is also plugged into the motor, which is set up on a stand. So we're going to turn the key, see if this motor does have some power to it and see if it works in general. So we'll flick the key on. We've got a headlight on, which is a good sign. Still haven't got any display on. We've got the start button on the throttle, so if we press the start button, hopefully now we should have some power to this motor. Let's go. So now we know that we do have power to this motor and that the battery's working and the controller is working. We can now go back and start rebuilding this bike and getting things back on so this Talaria can be closer to being finished. Let's do it. So what we've got here is the motor set up with the controller. These three cables going to the controller are the phase cables that basically the controller tells the motor how to use the power from the battery, and these are the cables that control all of that, as well as the 12-volt converter, which is attached here to the side of the motor, and as well as a hall sensor cable, which will be one of these as well. So we're gonna undo all of this ready so we can start putting the bike back together. And the reason we did it like this on the stand rather than putting it back in the bike is because we didn't know if it was going to work or not. So rather than wasting time putting it all back in the bike to find out that it didn't work, we just plugged it in as quick as we could and as easy as we could. So now we're undoing all of this so we can put it back on properly now that we know we've got power. And it is simply 5 bolts in the back of the controller that hold these cables in, and it's pretty straightforward on how this is done because everything is labelled on the back of the controller. The positive and negative are labelled, and then these 3 cables aren't labelled the letters of the colours, but they're labelled with U, V and W instead. But it's straightforward on how they go to the controller. Once we'd got all the wiring and plugs disconnected from the motor, we could then fit the brand new second-hand gearbox we had bought for the Talaria. The gearbox is held on with 6 bolts and the 12-volt converter is also attached to the gearbox. There also needs to be the drainage hose attached to the gearbox. Once everything was reassembled, it could then be lifted back into the bike. So now with the gearbox reattached to the motor and gearbox are put back in the bike, and it's actually quite a bit less fiddly putting this motor and gearbox system back in the Talaria than compared to a Sur-Ron. So with the Sur-Ron, the motor sits separately to the jack shaft, and then obviously everyone knows about the jack shaft problems on a Sur-Ron. This was a lot less fiddly. You do need quite a few hands on the motor and the gearbox to get it up into the bike, but once it's in, it's pretty straightforward getting it back in and getting it back together. We're actually going to leave this now as it is because we need to do some cable management with the loom and everything else that's going back up into the bike. We are still waiting for quite a lot of parts for this bike, but piece by piece we're slowly getting it back together and we're going to crack on. We're getting even more parts straight back onto this Talaria. Let's do it. The rear of this Talaria desperately needed some attention, so that meant removing the rear wheel. And that right there is what we call gentle persuasion. Once the rear wheel was removed, we could take a look at the sprocket and how sharp the teeth were on this sprocket. The chain wears down at the sprocket, and after so long the sprocket will get sharpened teeth. This is when you know it's time to replace the sprocket. And we're replacing it with this red 54 tooth sprocket, as well as a brand new DID 420 motorcycle chain. You can change the size of the sprocket on these bikes, which will effectively change the gearing. If you want a higher top speed but less acceleration, you go for a smaller sprocket. If you want more acceleration but less top speed, then you go for a bigger sprocket. We've opted for the same size as the standard sprocket on the Talaria. We then moved on to the rear brake and the rear rotor guard, which needed inspecting for damage and replacing. The rotor guard wasn't in too bad of a condition, it just had loose and missing bolts. We are also replacing the rear brake, so this means removing the brake line from the caliper. Once the caliper was removed, we could then remove the brake line by simply pulling it through the bike. The next stage was then to remove the brake lever from the handlebars and pull the rest of that brake line through. Then it was straight on with the brand new second-hand Talaria rear brake lever. We then reinstalled the rear caliper. These will be getting a bleed at a later date. Then we reinstalled the rear brake caliper onto the rotor guard and brake mount. Because we have a brand new chain that we're going to be cutting to size, we moved the tensioners forwards so we had more room to move further back in the future. Then we had to reinstall the rear wheel back onto the bike so we could try the chain. With the help of a chain braking tool, we could split the links in the chain to cut down the chain to the size we needed. I bought this chain splitter off of Amazon for around £4 ages ago, and it was one of the best purchases I've ever made. With the chain cut to the correct size and wrapped around the sprockets, we could then secure it with the split link, making sure that it's facing the correct way.
Well, you can turn it on and rev it up now, so it's a bike.
So now we've got the brand new sprocket and the brand new chain on this bike. This beast is slowly turning into a beauty, but it has still got a very long way to go. But now we know we've got the powertrain and the actual bike working and the bike is somewhat driving, we can actually start making this bike look a bit pretty. So the next few stages on this bike are we're going to be putting a brand new seat cover on this bike and hopefully giving some attention to the brakes on the bike, as well as a few other bits and bobs. So let's smash on with putting that seat cover on the bike. Me and Jay wasted no time getting this seat prepared, ready for the seat cover to then be installed. Installing the seat cover is a bit of a fiddly job, but it's a simple case of smashing a load of staples into the seat whilst pulling the cover tight and making sure it's centered. Having two sets of hands definitely helps, and if you ask me, I think it turned out alright. I could then work on getting the rear mudguard and the under tray refitted onto the seat, and don't worry, this will be getting a deep clean at a later date. And with everything back together for the seat, that can then be reinstalled back onto the bike. So we've got this bike looking a lot better now. Jay's been doing some cable management at the front of the bike and on the inside of the bike with a lot of the cables. They were in absolute state when we got this bike, and cable management is something that I'm quite particular about, and so is Jay. And then at the rear of the bike, we've got this looking a lot better now with the seat cover on there looking, well, it speaks for itself. Look at it, it looks incredible. And then we've got the rear sprocket, brand new chain on. It's starting to look like somewhat a better bike now, better than the bikes on Facebook Marketplace anyway. So we've still got a few more bits to put on in this video, but the end goal of today's video is we want to wheelie this bike today. So we're going to chuck a few more things on the bike to get it prepared to be able to wheelie, and then we're going to see if this thing will wheelie. Let's do it. So the first of the few final jobs that we're going to do to this bike is we've got a new front wheel bolt that needs to go in. There was this missing from the front wheel when we got the bike, so we're finally putting this back into the front wheel and hopefully going to see if it's tight or not. Okay, that should be pinched up enough, so we're going to give it a wobble, and well, it's the moment of truth. Do we need wheel bearings or not? Oh, I think we definitely need some wheel bearings. You should be able to see on the camera there is play in that front wheel. Means the wheel bearings are completely gone. Potentially new spacers too. But that's the first of the little few jobs we're going to do. The next job is we're going to put this undercover on around the horn, and that consists of doing 2 Allen key bolts either side and then one final Allen key bolt up through the middle. So we're going to do that too. The final thing we've got to do to this bike tonight is put this battery lid on the bike. It's a Talaria official battery lid, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a Sauron guy or not, but this battery lid feels mega flimsy. I don't know if all Talarias are like this, but I'm not a fan. So what a difference we have already made to this bike with just these few things that we have done by adding the battery lid. It looks incredible, looks a finished bike. We've dropped the battery in the bike. Obviously you can see we've got power now. This bike is really starting to take shape, and I'm excited to see what we can do in the future with this bike. We've still got plenty of things left to do to it though. There's multiple flaws still, so to really get this bike to where we want it to be, we've got many more steps to go. But I guess the end goal of this video was to see if this bike can wheelie, so let's see if it can wheelie. There's the Talaria wheelie. Yo! Oh my god. It gets the wheel up. Is the back brake non-existent? Oh no. Let's go! Well, if you want to see more on this Talaria build in the future, you're going to have to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like this video. It's Matt Francis and Jay signing out. Peace.